It's that time again, woo, for the best damn opening in Facebook, YouTube, live history. You know it's true, because it came out of my face. R8RBEAR! Let's go. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair, woo, that shouts like, woo, the R8RBEAR! Let's go. Alexa, pause that. I just wish it was like an active for her microphone would stay active for just a second longer and like chew me out. Look, brother. Okay, don't make me send the FBI over there or something like that. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. You guys, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it yeah, you know, that kind of thing. But first, tradish. Hooray! There, first comment. Woo! MVP tonight. YouTube goes to Jim Vanderland. I don't know. I may have to take that title and polish it up a little bit more because you're starting to spank everyone again, Jim. Second place, my silver medal goes to Carlos Magana Jr. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. I'm telling you, if you were an MMA fighter, you would have me announce you before every fight. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. Hello, Mama. Girl, what are you doing here? I thought you were Mama Bear.
Did I disappoint?
Bring it in. No, you didn't. You never disappoint. What are you talking about?
Hair actually looks more purple on
your
camera.
Yes.
More red, I guess.
I can see it better.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Hey, anytime you want to sit in and do the show, you just let me know.
Put me on the spot like that.
No, anytime.
We'll see.
All right. Okay, now where were we? Third place, bronze medal, John the Lion Leon! Always catching L's, but never taking losses. Our John the Lion Leon. Now let's get to, an obvious honorable mention to S.A. Big Dog and Ramiro Cashflow Castro. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. All right, let's get to it. Facebook. Hefe. Becoming kind of a thing, though. Look at this. I'm just impressed. Okay, Lucky Pace has been around for a minute. Okay, Josh Russell and some of my other guys, Dustin King. But, man, this guy, Carlos Boykins. Look at you, Carlos. Man, you know what? We're going to have to polish your belt up real nice and make that look good. Silver medal, Lucky Pace. Now, you are Carlos is the champ tonight. I'm just saying, man. You got to tighten up. You're letting this kid run around you now. I mean, I know he looks like he's fast, but you got to get on him, Lucky. I don't know how this meant fast, but medal goes to Rodney Fuller, who said it for me. That was awesome. Tradish! So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Honorable mention to Tony Make It Dip and Chris Strong said bear. Wait a minute, let me put it in there. Boom, he made like he's shouting. Oh, look at that. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in there for R8RBEAR. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Now on YouTube, it's nothing. I'm trying to get myself up to 400 subscribers. So anything you can do to help, I would be much obliged. Raider Nation, R8RBEAR to Raider Nation, which I am obviously a part of. If you can help a brother with YouTube, I'd appreciate it. If you could just please make the puppy dog eyes and add the British accent. And those of you on Facebook, consider your subscription. I know you're there, a lot of you, but those of you who are not, subscribe to R8RBEAR Live on R8RBEAR family page. It's just $5 a month, and we're already almost at the new year. It'll be over. Stephen Shaw, what's up? Welcome to the show. Jason Morales, what's up, man? Welcome. Corinna Trujillo. Troy Gill, what's up? So we got rid of, I haven't gone to the mail yet, Troy. Yeah, Tony Make It Dip, we got Ritter. He was in a quarterback battle in the last town he was in. I believe that was, I'm not sure if that was the Atlanta stop or not. I think it may have been Atlanta, and he lost out on the number 2 position. He was in a battle with some other guy for it. So he lost the number 2 position, fell into free agency, and we snapped him up. Now, the good thing I found out about this guy, just the precursor, look him up and read a little information on him. Big arm. Okay, now, first let's get that out of the way. Okay, whenever you got a guy that's got a big arm, now everyone on your team that can outrun a ball, now he can throw it and they got to go get it. So we got a guy for the first time in a while who has a pretty big arm. Okay, this guy's strong. Okay, now that's one. If he doesn't see anything, he can pull the ball down and get you 12 yards with his feet and his legs, and he's relatively fast. Okay, now here's the problem though: inaccuracy. And the way I heard the inaccuracy described was this: he'll make a completion, make a completion, make a completion. He'll hit like 5, and after that 5th one, the 6th pass is behind the guy. And, it could be in danger because obviously that's where a lot of defensive backs, if you've gotten open on your route, they're usually behind you. So if he throws the ball late, but he looks like he might be that kind of player. And what we have to do is minimize the potential for his mistakes by getting his snap count down. If we get his snap count down, he should be okay, because by the time we get to one that he has to uncork and maybe he makes a mistake, maybe we survive that, run the ball, get another good pass out of him, score a field goal or a touchdown, whatever the case may be. But we got to work the kid. We know where we really got to get started, and that's running the ball. You got to start with running the ball, especially when we don't even know what's happening with Jacoby Meyer. Devontae. So I know we're looking at a lot of things. Sorry if I'm slowing down or freezing for you guys. I apologize. I'm trying to watch out for it. If it happens again, I'll try to slow down. Raiders should trade everybody to the Dallas Cowboys. They wish. Dallas doesn't have any money. Mark Alvarez, family in the house. Where's all the babies? Hi, babies. Steven Shaw. Appreciate love on the stars. And keeping it going, Denton Rhodes, what's up? Answered that a little bit. Tony Make It Dip. I will just add this since you asked the question. I like the fact that from what I was reading is he is a pocket passer, though. He wanted to make that very clear, and I even got that impression from scouts, too. That's saying that, yes, he is a pocket guy. He's a pocket guy that can run. And that made my, anticipation I got a little excited at that point. Because like you guys, I'm sure you heard about the new tight end we brought in. He's all right. He's a huge guy, but he's brought in more of a blocker. Just to man and give us depth at tight end because we've got. I don't know if Mayer's back, but I've been hearing whispers that Mayer's supposed to be coming back. And then what else was it? The guy Bryant that we inserted, the other tight end who's been great. I don't know why we don't throw the ball to him more. Maybe that's what got him banged up, though. Maybe too much activity. Maybe he's kind of glass. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Val. Raiders. I have to be nice. I lost a bet. Stop laughing at me, Val, right now. Jason R. Morales. Will Desmond Ridder get this offense going, Bear? Yes. And the only reason I'm going to go with that is we're playing the Chiefs, so everyone's going to be motivated. And you better believe that if I was just joining the Broncos or I was just joining the Raiders, I know the history of this. So I'm going to even come into the game, having never played for either of these teams, to go my first game, and I'm going to go in there wanting to tear their head off because every one of my teammates in my locker room has talked about pride and having pride in a game like this. Whether we have a good season or not, whether we get to the playoffs or the Super here right now and go in there with that attitude right here right now, and we set a standard now and win this game and show the Chiefs that they're not the only team and yeah, we'll be at home, so there are those that'll squawk about how we only got it because we were at home, whatever. Like we've had home court advantage at any point this year. All the fans are flying all over the country, paying for the most expensive tickets in the league, or just about the most expensive, to go to a game to see their team beat us in our house, and then we have to hear them cheer. I only hold Mark Davis responsible. And let's not forget, he had 2 years in Oakland when he first got John Gruden and knew they were going to go to Vegas. They already knew the Vegas business was set at that point. That means he was like a year and a half into the process of financially getting everything secure and getting to Vegas. He had that much of a head start on the prior year, and then after that with the build of the stadium, and they still had Derek Carr running around out there and just we're letting the team languish. We bring in this running back out of school that ends up being a Hall of Famer, and we waste him and lose him because of a few pennies. And now we got to watch him over there in Green Bay playing great. Sorry, I had to get that out. When's Uncle Rico getting signed for our QB starter spot? Yeah, no. Orman Gonzalez, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. The Chiefs are scared, so they went and drafted a wide receiver. Well, yeah, they did make a move today, but I don't know why people were so bothered by that. Now, if we picked him up, I would say, yeah, it's a good move, and I'll just say about it with the Chiefs, it's a good move, you know what I mean? But it's not going to, like, I mean, how much better can they really make him than already winning? They're winning. Jim Vanderlyn, bear on both. Appreciate you, brother. Reyes Antonio, what's up? Doc Raider, how you doing? Good to see you, Doc. Steve Sweet, welcome to the show. Steve! Sweet! I had to try. Probably won't go for that note again. Okay. Thank you, Steve Sweet. Appreciate the love on the stars. Oh, Corinna, stop it. Appreciate you, love. Sherry J. Abstander, what's up, girl? Welcome to the show. I haven't seen you in a while, Sherry. Honestly, Sherry, I'm going to put this up. I want people to see it. I do not feel like we give it to you for your football acumen. That is a good argument. It really is. Because, I mean, they even look similar. You know what I mean? But this guy is obviously much younger. He's a little bigger physically, being that he walks around. I think it was like 225, 235, something like that. He's big for a quarterback. And so I think he could be nice for us because we're not expecting him to come in and turn into Joe Montana or, Kenny Stabler. We just want him to come in and move the ball, you know what I mean? And then we'll let the defense do what it does, get our points and get out of there. You know what I mean? I don't think they're trying to blow anyone away at this point. And knowing how disrupted the quarterback situation is now, if you're the franchise, you just have to go into the rest of this season with, let's try to win the games we can, get guys as healthy as we can, and move on to next year. Because I don't see them being able to turn this around because you need a quarterback to do that. And we have quarterbacks. I haven't given up on AOC. I don't know what's going on with Gardner Minshew. I honestly don't. And I know all of you saw that latest interview he did. They've been playing the sound bite to it over and over again of him saying, I've never thrown this many interceptions and fumbled this many times to start a season ever. Well, I don't know what you say to that. You know what I mean? You're doing it now. And some of them are justified, but some of them he just, he's messing around, not protecting the ball, gets hit, it squirts out of his hand, you know what I mean? And so, Corey LG, how's it going, R8R Bear? Actually, it's been pretty good. Yeah, it has been a minute. Repping out here in Schuylkill County. Okay. Pennsylvania, home of the... What are your thoughts on Ritter signing and also your thoughts on why not go for Tannehill or Jacoby Brissett? Thoughts? The reason you don't go for Tannehill or Jacoby Brissett is professionalism. Now, a lot of you may not get that, so just listen carefully. Some of these quarterbacks are planning on playing for another 4 or 5 years. They're not going to do that for us because the moment Tom Brady gets, in his desk and everything for next year, this roster is going to change. The coach will probably change. I would even make an argument with you that Antonio Pierce may be in on it, where he's not going to lose his job. He's just going to be demoted down. He probably becomes a defensive coordinator assistant or something like that. He's not going to care. You know what I mean? It's not embarrassing. He was the interim coach in the first place. You know what I mean? Now you got a new regime coming in. He knows Tom's up there influencing Mark. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's going to be a lot of turnaround because Tom Brady's super aggressive. We've heard it from everyone that's worked with him, played sports with him. This is what he does. He gets involved in something, and then he treats it like it's Monopoly, and he has to win it completely and totally. Now, I don't mind having someone that's super competitive and super aggressive as my owner. It's just, does it have to be that guy? You know what I mean? For crying out loud. But it looks like it has to be. Rick Samurano! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. Rick, I'm going live tomorrow for supporters only. Come check me out. Bob, you too. Well, Troy, I don't know if they're going to let Ritter start, but I do know that Ritter knows this offense of Luke Getzey's. In fact, where he told the team, this guy knows me, I know him, I mean, we this will work, and he'll be able to catch him up on the playbook real fast. Now, if I'm right about that, and I think I am, then he may get some plays right off the bat, and then maybe they leave him out there. Because as of now, I got to believe it's Gardner Minshew. Obviously, AOC's got a broken thumb, so he's out. But do they go with the new guy or do they go with Gardner? For at least one more game, they'll probably go with Gardner because it's a safe bet. What if he wins the game? I mean, we just beat the Chiefs. Then, if you beat the Chiefs and they say, well, we'll give you one more game, he wins that one. You know what I mean? Then maybe Ritter just sits. But I don't really care either way, to be honest with you. I like Ritter. I think he could bring some things to the table. But we'll see what goes. I'm fine with our team. Obviously, we hope for a better start, but what I can't handle is all the fake media and clickbait rumors lately after Adams trade, Max trade, etc. Wish the haters would just stop. Max ain't going nowhere, and fake fans need to stay off our pages. Well, honestly, Dustin King, I agree with all that, but I would say this to you. If I were to defend any of the actions that we've seen, I would only defend this one thing. I don't mind that other got guys on the roster. Now, the reason I say that is because usually when your team is about to have a bad season and you look like you maybe are going to flop your stuff, and remember, that's not how we see it. We're Raiders. We're still in this. But they see us that way, and they say, okay, well, now we got to start reaching out to these teams that only have 2 wins and see if we can't pluck a nice player from there. And so it only makes sense that they would do their diligence and reach out to us. But that doesn't make it fake rumors. It just means some of them were real. They just didn't happen. Marquez Nick! Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the love on the stars. Okay, let's see. Corey LG. Great kids, man. Great picture. That's some real dadding right there. Riddler also has that college connection with Trey Tucker. Fun fact, he was also 26-0 at home in college. Pretty wild. That's amazingly dominant. No matter what level you're playing at, that's impressive. Let's see. Desmond Ridder was a 2022 third pick, Atlanta. Yeah, and you know, Atlanta had another kid beat him out, if I'm not mistaken. That was the story I heard was why he didn't make it, was he just got beat out for the spot by another kid. Once that happened, he's free agent. We pick him up. But from what I've heard, the battle was the same as this one here. It was like neck and neck, and they just kind of went with the other guy. Anthony Lopez Perez, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. The local news says that Meyer was at practice and may play Sunday. Yeah, the stuff about Meyer, too, is just a lot of that. Meyer, they would. But they wouldn't be inquiring while the guy's on the injured list. And this is not a hamstring like that other Playboy that went to the Jets. Karina! Hello! Appreciate you, girl. Yeah, Rodney Ford, he did practice today. He should be good to go, but I'm wondering, does he get full practice or does he get one of those, half practice kind of things? So let me look here. Yeah, see, he got limited practice today. So if he shows full, maybe they go. But if he stays limited, there's a chance that at the very minimum they don't start him and they just bring him in at some point. Crazy squirrel in the house. What's up, Will? Okay, let's see. I have to brag, my little man, not only did he pay his bet, but he got up every morning before I did and cleaned the bathroom and the litter box before I even came out of the bedroom. Way to go, Tommy. Good job, little brother. Hey, do you miss Josh Jacobs? Jason Morales, I do, but I understand the business of football. And I actually said he should have left a year sooner than he did. And I mean that. The market was hotter. He would have made more money. But instead, he ends up with Green Bay and a good deal. I can't hate on that. He ended up with a good deal. But it would have been better during the first run that Green Bay had, and it might have put them over the top. And they did want him, and we didn't pull the trigger. Troy Gill said he smells an upset, but he can dream, right? Hey, man, this is a rivalry game. Anytime it's a division rival game, there's always a chance. We're absolutely in this game. They'll underestimate us for the first thing. That's just a fact. They'll underestimate us, and so we'll do what we can. But I don't think they're undefeated because of how good they are. I think they're undefeated because the ball keeps bouncing their way when bad things happen. But that's a product of preparation. So I can't knock them. I can't knock them for that. Bob Standard, we played a spy defense in the middle last game, and it was effective. We even had Trayvon Merrick come but and sometimes not being able to beat the man in front of them. But we don't want to punish the coach and say it's his fault. Players got to play on the field. David Vieira said, "Let him be a Rich Gannon." David, I got to tell you, he does have a pocket presence. He does like to play from the pocket. There were comments on Google that I read today where basically they were saying the guy commands. You know what I mean? Once he gets in the huddle, the guys feel that. They'll respect him. But can he be consistently accurate? I live in North Carolina now. I'm 3 hours ahead. I have to stay up late to see you live. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry. Will you get some sleep afterward? That should be automatic. I think Minshew is so shook that he won't get over it this year. Sherry, again, you give great comment, but I would say this to you. I did see that too. I saw that in that game. That game I saw it. We didn't see Max running out and punching him in the chest in that game. You know what I mean? I think maybe that is a sign that the locker room has made up their mind. No amount of motivation for that guy is going to necessarily get him up and off his butt and making plays. You know what I'm saying? So, shame. We just brought in a veteran tight end I was talking about earlier. Just listen to this guy. 6'3", 287 pounds. Jesus. This guy's a moose. Yet looking at him, he's lean. So it must be, 6'3" is what I weigh. Is how tall I am. I'm 6'3". And this guy weighs 287. That's insane. He weighs 90 pounds more than I do. That's impressive. But he played in Luke Getsy's system apparently previously, so he could be some help because he'll hit the ground understanding the principles of his offense. What we're going to be doing. Looks like he's going to wear 88, although that's a wide receiver number. Let's see. Join the crowd, a group of tight ends on the practice squad, going with Cole Fotheringham, Justin Shorter, and Michael Mayers on the team's non-football illness list. Although for some reason, I got an impression that our guy Michael Mayer is going to be back soon. I can't say exactly what game. I don't want to be phony and say, oh, it's going to be the next game or the game after that. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to say I think he's close. I think he's close to coming back. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you that woman that needs no introduction, but has one of the best in the business. That red-headed lady of rage. Woo! The Mama Bear! Hi, Ma. Hi. Now, Garza RG says, it's crazy. I named my cat Casey. Whenever I take Casey outside, Casey takes hard to catch. So I renamed my cat. Isn't that a great shot? Do you think that part of the problem with Minshew who's having so many turnovers has to do with him not having much time due to that idiotic zone blocking scheme? Yes. I'm not saying that the zone blocking wouldn't work with the right personnel, but we don't have the right personnel for that. Okay, first, Jim, everything you said is absolutely accurate. Absolutely accurate. But we've seen him break from the pocket, look at the defense, see other bodies in between his guy and a catch, and he still throws the ball. That doesn't have anything to do with the line of scrimmage. Now, yes, there's not enough protection. Yes, the protection for him on a lot of plays breaks down too fast. But this is not a guy who just got in the NFL last year. He's been in the league for 6 seasons. I would have thought he'd have a better grasp for handling pressure other than to go, oh, gee whiz, and just throw the ball into the air. Ridiculous. And I had his back. I supported him 1,000%, but now I'm not feeling it. He's just, I don't like when guys look into the eyes of their opponent and freak out. Josh Argueta! Argueta. I like that. When I hear Minshew's interview, I can't help but roll my eyes and say, yeah. Well, honestly, Corinna, he really hasn't been in this position before. Because even when he's moved to other teams, he's usually played better. And he's admitting that, you know what I mean? And why he's not playing better now? Offensive line has a lot to do with it, because we don't want him making decisions running for his life. Usually any quarterback that plays under that kind of stress is going to make mistakes and is going to lose the game. Correct, Ramiro Castro, tomorrow, 4 p.m. They're going with Minshew. Yes, thank you, Asylum. I appreciate that. I hear that Ritter has fast wheels, true or no? Cameron Brackett, actually, yes. He is a very capable running quarterback. I was just basically saying he's like Tim Tebow, just a little faster, where Tebow was more of a bagger. But yeah, this Ritter kid is a nice enigma. He's one of those guys that he's a number 2, but he's on the edge of potential of being a number 1, but he needs the right team. For example, look at that kid, Brock Purdy, with the Niners. Yes, we all hate the Niners. I hate the Niners more than most people. But they have a 7th-round pick quarterback looking like a Pro Bowler because of the roster and how they do things around him. And when Luke Getsy came in and changed our blocking principle, I immediately was off. Because the moment you do that, you're saying that you believe this offensive line would be better that way. How can you possibly think that when you want a rhino to be a ballerina? We have rhinos. We have big, gigantic pachyderms. Okay, elephants for blockers, okay? Not cheetahs. Don't ask him to put on the tutu and, give him a little this, and then I'd do a twirl if I could, but I can't. Pirouette. I think that's what they call the spin, the pirouette. I bet you never thought you'd watch a show about the Raiders and hear ballet discussed. And well, I know my ballerinas. I'm so sad our team needs a lot of help once again. Glenn Medina, I got to tell you, we do need a lot of help, but what the biggest problem is a combination of injuries and a lack of a quarterback. A quarterback keeps your field moving. It allows the defense to rest. We don't have that right now, and obviously the offense affects the score of the game. So when you don't have a quarterback, you're way behind. And right now, we're way behind. And I think it's mainly because we didn't want to give up too much. For example, like when the Michael Penix thing came up with the whole deal with Atlanta. And we did talk to Atlanta after they made the deal. And most people thought they were going to be susceptible to making a deal because they had, what's-his-face, Kirk Cousins. So because they had Kirk Cousins, it's like, well, wait a minute. Why are you getting this kid? I'm Kirk freaking Cousins, you know what I mean? So maybe this kid Ritter might have a fire inside. Daniel Heavenstrike, not only do I agree with that, but I'm going to say something along the line of defending your comment, okay? You got to take me out on the boat, bro, okay? What's up with that? I can fish. You should have seen my mom. She was an amazing fisherwoman. Yeah. Ritter is getting an opportunity like very rarely is seen at a very early point in the season to go out there and really get a chance to put his stamp on things. Because I guarantee you, if Ritter starts winning, they're going to leave him out there unless we're backing the tanks in. Because if we're backing the tanks in, it'll only be if Ritter plays poorly, and that's if he sees the field. It's probably going to be Gardner, obviously, and then they've already announced it's going to be Gardner. But now that we know that, is he going to be able to keep the job? Because he got pulled in the middle of the game for a reason. He kept putting the ball in the other team's hands. I mean, if we don't have his turnovers, we probably win that game. If he completes any of those plays that he was trying for passes and we move the chains, we probably win that game. The defense was playing great until they weren't because they got left out on the field too damn long. Okay, Lucky Pace has something for me. Lucky Pace. Bear, Ritter is Connor Cook 2.0. Well, wait a minute now. I don't know if he's better than Connor Cook or not. I just know that I want him. He's better than the situation we have right now. We can't have two guys going back and forth, exchanging the starting position during the season. It's embarrassing. I mean, if nothing else. If nothing else, it's embarrassing. I mean, come on. I mean, we're he's in, he's out. He's in, he's out. Tell him Asylum. Everybody read that comment. Catch up with my guy. He's got a great show. I keep telling him I'm going to go back and do it again. He's left me an open invite. Great people there. With Tom on board, will things Cranford the better? What do you think? Okay. Great profile picture. I think this, Glenn. I think that Tom Brady is going to want to clean house hard. I think there's a chance that he tries to convince Mark into demoting AP, not firing him, but demoting AP and bringing in Bill Belichick. I'm sorry, I hate being the bearer of bad news. I really do, I hate that. But you guys know he was the hottest coach in football. He was considered this genius. He leaves the team behind. He's not exactly a TV guy, even though he's doing TV. That's just to have some fun and collect a check for a little while. That's what the old football guys do. That's what NBC and ABC, they love that. Give you a little 1-year deal for, $8 million deal. And you got to just stand there and pretend laugh at bad football player jokes. They're never funny. Be honest, they're never funny. They're nothing like Shaq and Charles Barkley and Kay the Jet on TNT. They smoke all the football shows, even mine. Rosanna Pucci, I can't understand what you were saying there. Let's see. Mahomes is having his worst season historically. Their defense has only given up 18 points a game. The defense has them 6-0. Well, Travis Kelly, again, welcome to the show. Great comment. And I did know that. I do know that Mahomes is having one of the slowest starts of his career. But having said that, championship teams find a way. So I'm not surprised they're 6-0 because they're champs, and that's what championship teams do. They just do. So if we want to play at their level, we have to find a way to win these games when we play them, to show our own roster, you see, you have what it takes. So now what does it matter if we play the Ravens or the Rams or the Dolphins or whoever else? We just showed we can smoke the champs. If you can do that, we can do anyone. Just I really hope we find a way to get Cam Ward from Miami, but he'll probably go number 1, but he is the real deal. Rodney Fuller, again, welcome. I kind of agree with what you're saying. I don't think he's gonna be with us. Realistically, what spot do you see us sitting at in the draft, roughly? Then, pending where we land, who you take it, where you trying to trade to. Where we end up in the draft will probably be between somewhere like 8 and 13. Strike the schedule, blah, blah, blah. League hates us, blah, blah, blah. Mix all those things in a pot and it spits out the number 12 pick. Okay, then, pending where we land, who you take. Well, I don't feel like we're going to be high enough to get one of the quarterbacks again, unless we're willing to do something to move up. Problem there is that Tom Telesco, in 11 seasons, I checked, in 11 seasons with the Chargers, he never moved up in any drafts, ever. To him, it's like a point of pride and strategy to not move up. Did she get lipstick on me? To not move up and do what you can with the picks you make to show your knowledge of how much you study. He studies the country. All these players that come out all over the country, Tom Telesco studies them all. He's one of those guys that he has video all the time from teams all over the country. And then when he gets all that feedback back, he watches it all and he formulates a plan round by round of who he thinks fits in what round. And then he goes and gets that guy. So in a way, it's like he's creating his own draft because he's never really competing against someone else, because the odds of someone else seeing a guy the exact same way he does are low. And then there's also the fact that he's talked about the fact that he'll have the wide receiver position, he'll have 4 guys picked. Linebacker, 4 guys picked. Running back, 4 or 5 guys picked. And now, when he gets there, he can just look for anyone that's still left on his list. If it fits that round, you pull the trigger. You see what I mean? So the way his process, I didn't mean to go all over that because that was probably boring. I apologize. But it explains to you with detail, that's why he does the process the way he does and does not move up. Glenn Medina, I don't know if I would call it a revamp of the coaching staff, because I think there's a good possibility that Tom comes in, picks a new coach, and we just demote AP to a defensive coordinator position or something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe he ends up with the Niners so he can stay in the Bay, and don't be hating on him. It's just business. He's just trying to get paid. Rob Ryan is still with us, Rosanna Pucci. Number 5 right now. Well, see, I would say this, Sherry. I don't think we're going to hold the 5 position, because I do think we're going to win some of these games. As crazy as that sounds, even if they're tanking, you've watched. I know by the way you comment, you've watched football, okay? You know as well as I do, there's rules in place where if the league even thinks you're tanking, they don't have to prove it. They don't have to take you to court. It's arbitration. So a guy like Goodell can just say, you know what, I've watched this team for 3 state games, just throwing in the towel, making stupid decisions, doing stupid things. They're clearly trying to tank. I'm putting them up for a citation where they paid $10,000 for the team and $5,000 for the player who did it. I believe it was $5,000 for every infraction, but if it's on the team, it's 10. So that means if it's on the coach, it's on the team, so it would be 10. I was thinking before AOC got injured that he was only 1 week and two and possibly could turn it on. We will never know. Yeah, Dustin King, the thumb injury, serious stuff. You know what I mean? It's going to take a minute for him to get right. And then even once he's right, it can re-break really easy in a sport like this if you don't really let him get to 100% and then take x-rays after he's 100% that show no, further cracks and blah, blah, blah. If you then have that, you might be able to have him keep throwing as a quarterback. I hate saying this, but it's kind of like the Yao Ming, Shaquille O'Neal thing. Deion Sanders actually went through this too, but it's like getting turf toe. Once you break something in your feet, it's over, because your bones in your feet will re-break. Now, they won't re-break if you just live a normal life. So once you get healed, you can go jogging, you can, go to the store, walk around all day long, play golf, that kind of thing. You can jog, you can race, you can run fast. But you can't do it at a high-level sport over and over and over and over. You get what I'm saying. You can't play football with that. And so what I'm worried about is AOC is going to be in a situation where his hand's going to keep re-breaking. And you know why. Okay, if you don't know why, here it is. Other teams throughout the league, they look for things like this. And once these defensive linemen know that he's got brittle hands, they're going to be swinging those arms on every single play. And as far as defensive linemen are concerned, you could make an argument that that's just part of football. That's just part of football. I'm trying to swipe at the ball. He's getting ready to do his motion. I'm trying to block the ball. If he just happens to barely get the ball out before I get there, and then I crush the top of his thumb down into his wrist, that guy hit him hard. I mean, it was like a karate chop with a flat hand. Bear, it's a rivalry, and I'm always hopeful, but we need to get pressure on Mahomes, and without Kuntz and Wilkins, that's going to be tough to do. It is going to be tough, but what I always try to say is the Raiders hate the Chiefs. The Raiders hate the Chiefs so much that there's just times where you rise up and you find a way. They just are. We have no business beating this team. We have no business being favored against this team, even at home. They're undefeated. They're the former. Not former. I mean, I have a bad habit of saying former because once you've won the Super Bowl, you're the Super Bowl champs of last year. Now this is this year. Nobody's the champs yet of this year. I don't care how many championships they have. Do you see what I'm saying? So see, to me, we got to get in their way. If nothing else, put 2 L's on them so that maybe they make it into where they have to win a wild card. Then they, finally someone gets hurt and they lose. And they're out of the playoffs and they don't win 3 in a row. I did not just wish an injury onto that guy by us. Yeah, Glenn Medina, I'm beginning to get where I agree with everyone else that Luke Getsy's offense is trash. Now, it's worked when he's ran a few slant patterns with our wide receivers, but 2 of them are gone now. And when he's used it with our tight ends, it's been nice, but, one of them is gone now. And another one is out for personal reasons. And we've got what's left, future Hall of Famer Brock Bowers. Can you believe how good that kid is? I mean, I know I told you already, but can you believe how good this kid is? I mean, when you watch him catch the ball and run, doesn't he look like he looks like an all-pro right now. Now, obviously, I think he is one, so that shouldn't surprise me that much. But it still does. He's doing it at the pro level. And it's just very rare when you see a guy, no matter what his credentials are in college, it's just very rare when you see a guy come up from college to the pros and then they really go, okay, I can do this. These guys are impressive. They're big, but yeah, I can do this. And then just goes out there and looks like one of the best players from both teams. Look like the most athletic, good hands, speed, smart. So smart. Ryan Robert Bringhurst, Minshew isn't very good, but he wrote that in capitals, so I felt like he wanted me to shout it. Raiders! Putting foots in them! Because it's Chiefs week. But he has never played so bad as he is with us. Makes you wonder what's going on. He was a play from possibly beating Denver, and then the wheels fell off on the 100-yard turnover. Yeah, Ryan, is there a chance this is tanking? Yes. If you look at the other signs, two new part owners that come from a franchise that's all about knowing when you get rid of everyone and start over, who wants to put his imprint, football knowledge-wise, on this team. He's saying it out loud to other people he knows. This is not a secret. It should have been, just to keep us from all talking about it. But Tom has had his feet in bed with Mark Davis and talking about, what he would do to build the team. It's why Mark Davis wants him so bad, so that he can then say to him, okay, now, let it rip. And what Mark Davis can do is he can clear the deck. Literally move AP back to defense. Steven Shaw! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Always there for Raider Bear. For charities like the Kind Fund, kids in need of desks, with which we've been giving money to and putting kids in school in Africa for almost 3 years now. We'll be coming up on 3 years. Also, St. Jude's and early onset cancer with children, we give to that one too. And there's one other one. There's a new one that we do, Hope Hospice Arizona, something like that we're doing with Arizona. So I'm sorry. I just want to help them. I'm bad about remembering the names. I'll get it right next time. James Walker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Princetta. I'll let Mama Bear know that you all said hello. Promise. Okay, let's see. I got one from DK. Let's go, champ. The problem with Minshew's interceptions is that they are not even 50-50 balls. He throws the worst interceptions right to the defender. Well, yeah, I could argue that one of the balls was behind the receiver, but that was as a result of his throw. And it put a ball right in a defensive back's pocket, and you do that, it's an interception. Let alone sometimes it's 6. I think the real reason why he's having so much trouble right now is because he hasn't had so little structure before. He came into the situation with the Raiders with us adding the offensive coordinator for the first time. Adding his offense. Now you got to get Minshew to both get comfortable with the players and learn the playbook. And then they basically start yelling at him saying, don't roll out so much, when rolling out and throwing the ball, escaping the pocket so he has good sight lines is a part of his game. So now you want him to meet and know the players, get to know their speed and where they want the ball, and be accurate. You want him to get to know Luke Getsy and learn a new offense and make no mistakes. And you can't run the ball unless it's right up the middle, get 4 or 5 yards and slide. I don't want you rolling right and rolling left to do power throws. And they are effective. It's part of his game. If they just leave him alone and let him play the game, he'd probably do a lot better. Tony Carpenter Evans, what's up, girl? Salute, always respect. He's a pocket QB. If you tell him to throw 4 balls, 2 will be on target. The other 2 will be near the target. I don't see him touching the grass unless Burger Gardner gets hurt. Welcome to the show, Tony, as always. Welcome to the show. I gotta say, I'm trying really hard. I think there's a chance they can turn this around if 2 things happen. Don't lose faith in Gardner Minshew, and let the offensive line go back to the blocking scheme we were using before Luke Getsy got here. A standard, straight-up, man-for-man, run or block for the pass offense. Not this zone, breakout, zone, who picks up who. I just don't think we have the personnel for it. And if you look at the tight end we just brought in to help with the tight end problems, and he's supposed to be a blocker, he's 6'8", he weighs 287 pounds. That's a lineman. So, thank goodness. Hopefully we can move the ball. Let's see. Yeah, but the Niners world is crashing lately too. Yeah, it's been fun to watch. Raiders! Meant every word. Armando Medrano, always better late than never, brother. Good to see you. Doc R8RBEAR, I have the opinion that Minshew can't handle the pressure, for more to the point, the expectations of a true starting quarterback. Well, I'm not going to argue with that, Doc, because it makes a lot of sense, and neither one of us can really prove our opinion, so we're just having a good time. But what I would say in response to that is he's been good everywhere else. Now, I'm not saying that makes the Raiders the problem. What I'm saying is he has so many obstacles in front of him that he has to overcome, that now that we're toward mid-year, I think that he'll start to clean some of these things up and he'll have a better season. Now, if you ask me, Ritter is just an insurance policy until we get back, not broken finger, and that's if he even is able to come back. I don't know how long. A break like that, it has a lot of things that depend on it. I used to work at a place called Physiotherapy Associates, where they had chiropractors that worked on any part of your body, and whenever I would see broken hands, we would have x-rays, and you could sometimes see where the finger right here would get a break, and then it would move toward the thumb, and then other times you would get a break and it would move toward the middle of the hand and stop right in the middle of the palm. Now, I can tell you from my medical experience, that's bad, because it means the largest part of your hand has a fissure crack in it this far down. So you really are ordered to do next to nothing with that hand until it's really had a chance to really bind back together. What I'm hearing from AOC is that he has a fractured, I apologize, I should know the name of this bone, but I don't, in the radius muscle, but I don't know it. but right through here in the bottom of his thumb is where he got the break, because his thumb was actually compressed straight down. Everything about that is bad. If anyone has ever thrown a football, you know that when you grip it, you squeeze those fingers, and this part of your thumb does a lot of the work, because your fingers are kind of pinching downward on the ball to try to put that spin on it when you throw it, especially us guys that are trying to throw a pretty spiral, or girls who want to throw a pretty spiral. So we have that same thing, you have to do it the same way, it's the same tools. But if you can't get that spin on it, it's not as fun. The other guy you're throwing it to has an easier time catching the ball if you put that spin on it. Bill Belichick is not I repeat, not a good coach. Just look at what he did after Brady left. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Well, Jim Vanderland, if you're going to put butts in him, what you would remind people is when he was with the Jets prior to the Patriots, he lost. And when he was with the Jets prior to getting to the Patriots, he lost. So he lost before them, and he lost after them. What was the common denominator? Him. I'm not saying I want the guy on our roster. I don't. I don't want him as a coach. I agree with every word you said. Steven Shaw! And I agree with everything Steven Shaw says. He's paid me off. It's all true. Stephen Shaw, we're working a lot too with Punks for Autism. Don't forget that. We'll show you some new Punks for Autism stuff. I have another shirt I'm trying to get from them. And then I'll have to ask you what size shirt you are. You're probably like a 2X, right? Somewhere in there. Let me know what size shirt you are. When I get those in, I'll give you one. Alexa, resume! All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Rosanna, you coach with the Special Olympics? That's great. Good job, girl. I love that. You gotta let us know how this next Special Olympics goes, okay? Can't wait to hear. Tony, make a dip. I love you right back, brother.